My precious mortal soul, how are you doing today? I hope it's been a good one, or at least I hope I can make it even better. I wanted to try whispering today, just to see if that helps you to fall asleep. If this is annoying, please leave me a kind, constructive criticism in the comments. I'll be listening. So I have had a lot of trouble with insomnia over the past 3 months. I've noticed many people complaining of the same thing this year. I don't know if this is a post-pandemic yawn of our brains, but we're all having a bit of an adjustment this season. So I tried to find some ways that were less conventional, that we could take some control over this ability to help ourselves sleep when we have the time, when we really need to. And I've been looking up some articles. I came across a few suggestions that I thought I'd share with you, and they come from someone named Deirdre Conroy, a sleep psychologist and a clinical director of the Behavioral Sleep Medical Clinic at the University of Michigan Health and Sleep Disorders Centers. I myself am baffled because I sent myself to a sleep apnea clinic. They told me that I don't have it, yet I could go through the checklist of symptoms, and I'm very sure that I must have it. They did admit, though, that sometimes I simply stop breathing, and that perhaps I'm a sleepwalker, but they weren't very sure, so that left me even more confused. I do know one thing, though. I sometimes have this teeny tiny problem with authority. I have so much problems with authority that when I set myself my own rule for New Year's Eve, I'm the first one to break it, and I'll break it over and over again till I make myself sick. Then I'll break it a few more times, just to be very clear that I don't want to live by anyone's rules, not even my own apparently. So when I found this tip, I had a chuckle, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Hear me out, in case your mind works a little bit like mine. Don't sleep. In fact, make it your determined decision that once you get into bed and you're in a comfortable position, don't shut your eyes. Tell yourself, I do not want to sleep. I'm not sleeping. For some of us, that's all it's going to take. And at some point in the night, sleep is going to kick in. But if you put it in your mind that you want to stay up, that you're actually trying to stay awake, it's easier for the sleep to kick in because you're tricking yourself. And the way that the trick works is, if you're going to lay there anxious and upset and worried because you're not falling asleep, well, that's the thing that keeps most people up at night. I know that sometimes I can lie there and get so frustrated and so exhausted, I start flipping around in the bed, kicking, whining, moaning, stretching, getting up and laying down again, flipping around the pillows, no pillows, all the blankets, none of the blankets. You get the idea. It's all show from a bird's eye view. Not very comforting to anyone that might be beside you either, or anyone in the next room if they can hear you. But by getting so upset, things that spin in my mind would be, I only have this many hours. Now I have only this many hours. Think about all of the things that I won't get a good night's sleep. I won't feel good when I wake up. If I don't get a good night's sleep, I don't have enough time to feel actually rested. I'm going to feel so sick in the morning. Oh my goodness, I won't have time to do this or that in the morning. Oh, tomorrow's going to be an awful day. And so your mind spins. And then you see that more time has passed, and no matter how tired you feel, and And sometimes I feel so tired that my face actually goes numb, like I can't feel it. And I just want to cry or scream or something. All of that frustration, all of that worry and anxiety that I'm just engaged in, that's the thing that's actually keeping me awake. So the best thing you can actually do is calm your mind. And the secondary thing to accept is, if you don't sleep, or you think you haven't slept, you haven't caught yourself in microsleep, you could at least feel rested, which does actually make a big deal of difference, I've found, when you do have to get up and go back to school in the morning, go back to work as it would be. So aim for that calm. Tell yourself you're not there because you want to get a good night's sleep. You just want to have a rest. And put all of that other anxiety away and focus on, you're happy that you're awake. You want to be awake. You're happy that you're calm. You're happy that you're still. You're happy that you're breathing. Perhaps if you're the type that counts blessings, this would be a good time to think about a list of happy things. Don't sleep. Don't let that be your goal when you lay down. And at some point, according to the sleep psychologist, sleep will eventually kick in. The next tip that I found was to focus on what you do in your morning routines. And there's another sleep neurologist from the same university called Kathy Goldstein. She says that getting a good night's sleep isn't all about what you do in your evening rituals or what you forgot to do at night, but in fact, your morning ritual can have an even bigger impact on what happens when you do want to sleep by the end of the day. I found this thought a little bit surprising, so I thought I'd read more into it, and this is what I found out. Is that if you set your alarm in the morning and you get up and get some of the light of the day onto your face right away, it helps to cue your body about not only when you need to wake up in the morning, but when you should get your sleep in the evening. It's that circadian rhythm thing. Waking up when your alarm goes off at the same time every day and getting some sunlight on your skin, that daylight, it can set your internal clock and make it easier to fall asleep at bedtime. Now I'm thinking of all of you out there with night jobs or those super large shift workers, still getting outside to catch a glimpse of the sunset or the sunrise or the full moon and taking in a good deep breath of fresh air, as fresh as we can get it. It still helps to set that pattern for your body. And while you're out there, you can enjoy whatever sign of nature you can see. The sounds at night and what you see at night from the animals or nature are also different than in the daytime. And if you can enjoy that bit of nature, it supposedly helps to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, reduce your heart rate, and decrease muscle tension. This all sounds really good to me, and all of these things in combination are the ingredients for inducing sleep in a natural way. Nothing could be better than that. If you're not able to see a lot of nature, it's suggested that we can just imagine it or look for something online. I know I like watching the aquarium fish or a river running in an ambient setting. Think about the last time you went camping or last time you looked out and just looked at the stars? Even just replaying a memory like this can help. Some people can take it farther and set their own campfire in the backyard or light a candle and focus on the flame just to relax. Some people have a porch or a patio or a deck or a balcony where they can sit out in a nice warm blanket, breathe in the fresh air, watch the sky. And if it can be in a quieter place, that's even better than a noisy one. Now, if you're the type that really has a hard time letting go of the worrying thoughts or replaying things that happened during the day and what you wish you had or hadn't done, wish you had or hadn't said, the recommendation that I found is, okay, let yourself worry then. One suggestion about this is actually to book in 15 solid minutes to just write down or record on a tape all the worries you can possibly think of for 15 minutes only. Put it in your journal, vlog it, put it on paper. For that 15 minutes, express everything you can. Worry about everything you can think of. Make sure you do this a couple of hours before it's actually your bedtime. Not right at the time you want to go to sleep, but before. And then, when 15 minutes are up, put down that pen, put down that keyboard, close that journal, shut off that recording, and just leave all your worries right there. You've acknowledged them. You've got them to refer back to later so you can action them later. But for now, put them away and leave them there. It's said that this can actually decrease the amount of worry that happens by the time you actually go to bed, because you've already acknowledged all of it. And then give yourself a break from it and focus on something else. One singular thought or picture in your mind so that you can help yourself focus and fall asleep. I mean, where you recorded your worries, they'll be there whenever you want to go back, so we can let them go for the rest of the night. Now, another thing I came across really focuses back to what I've been trying to do in a lot of my videos for self-care, the guided breathing exercises. I know you may not always feel like following one of my versions of a breathing exercise, but here's one more for you. If you're not sure what to focus on once you do get into bed, as comfy as you can be, focus on the sound of your breath. Slow, deep belly breathing. I've even got another episode about that. But in this case, you're going to count out the belly breathing in a 4-7-8 method. In the 4-7-8 method, you inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. And then exhale in one long breath that lasts for 8 seconds. If you repeat this enough times without rushing, it's supposed to increase your relaxation and bring sleep on. Let's try it 3 times just for fun. You know I miss guiding your breathing. Here we go. In for 4. Hold for 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out for 8. 4. Hold 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out for 8. In for 4. Hold for 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out for 8. Hold 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out for 8. Well, I know that's making me feel something calmer. Are you feeling a little sleepy yourself? How is my whispering working for you? Let me know in the comments. If it is working, please help me out and subscribe. Okay, that's enough of my plug. Are you awake? Let's keep going. They say that focusing on your breath helps to take your mind off of other concerns and worries and keeps you in the present moment. That Zen thing. Like, right now I'm breathing. Right now I'm sitting. Right now I'm talking to my soul. That's very present-minded. No room for anything else. That focus can help bring you back to a calm. Taking your focus away from the environment, putting it entirely on something in your control like your breath actually does help the mind to settle and become calmer. And I know, speaking as someone who's had problems with their lungs before, I've had partial lung collapses. I've suffered very severe pneumonia, I've had bronchitis, and with asthma in my family, I know that being able to breathe without pain, being able to breathe both in and out naturally when you want to be able is so important, and it is so frightening when you can't, and it can be very painful and even burn when you can't. So I find that these breathing exercises, being able to take your mind off of panic and fear and just coach yourself through breathing when you have these moments take over, is so very important. And it does help to get control of your breathing pattern faster, to be able to take the panic out of your mind and coach yourself through a breathing pattern. So finally, in the less known tips that people give for getting a good night's sleep is that it's not necessarily about tiring out your body. You can get up and have an exercise routine before bed, which is excellent. We should all do that. But it's actually our mind that we have to tire out. We've got to help it to focus. We've got to help it stop spinning. Stop the worry. Stop the replay of all the things that happened in the daytime, or the replay of what we wish it had been. We are social creatures. And if during the day we weren't doing anything that was very interesting or exciting, then night and day aren't really any different for our brain. It needs to be mentally stimulated so that it can tire out and then want to sleep. So, since our brains love to learn, if you're not engaged with the world, you haven't done any problem solving, you haven't given it any new shocks or problems to solve, puzzles to do. This will probably affect your sleep too. So, a final thing you might do in your day when you feel like your body's exhausted, but your mind isn't, is to read a book, look at a few memes, do some puzzles, something that really mentally engages you. In this way, your mind has been played with, you've had some fun. And if you're not sure what else to do, come and visit me and go through a few of my episodes. I've got a lot to offer in trying to help people have a better night's sleep, in the hopes that your mood will change to more positive, your body will feel a little better, and you'll be able to hold on to that resilience that gets you through every day. I'm hoping that what I'm offering is something that will help you add a little something better, a bit of silver lining, a bit of fun, and uplift you. I'm hoping that I'm offering something positive for you and that you'll enjoy it. So check out my other sets of videos. Once my avatar is up and working, we'll have some live shows, and the real stories behind Venus and Emsul will finally be revealed to you. So, check out Brave Immortal Souls, making room for fun, making room for happy, different self-care tips, and getting some sleep with V. Alright, if my whispering hasn't knocked you unconscious already, and you're still with me after all this time, thank you so very much for listening. I hope that the whispering works for you. There are no binaural beats in this one. Just my voice in your ears. My wandering thoughts in your mind. Alright. I'm giving you a wink and a smile. And a warm hug if you want it. Wishing you having a wonderful day, wonderful year, week, month, forever, an eternity and more. Have a great time out there, Emsul. Thank you for listening. And if you're enjoying what I'm producing, please hit like and subscribe. It will really help me out. Thanks for sticking in with me. And if you'd like to hear a story tailored for you, let me know. Let me know your wish, and I will give it my best shot.